What's up, my poker players? Today I'm going to show you how I turned that $50 deposit into $109 in less than 48 hours. Shit, at this rate I'll be to $100K in less than 30 days. Is that feasible though? No chance. I'm going to go over a couple concepts today, including bankroll management and variance. Let's jump right into bankroll management. As you can see, $108 isn't that much money, and there aren't that many small tables on America's Card Room, and usually I'm playing 18 to 24 tables at a time. There aren't enough small buy-in tables for me to get all of that in. So I'm playing a bit aggressive bankroll management style right now. I am pretty much putting all the money in my account on as many tables as I can. Under 10 NL right now. I'm going to move up to 25 NL when I get 10 buy-ins, which is a very aggressive style, but I think I have enough of an advantage over the players at the low buy-in tables. And since I'm playing a very tight, aggressive style, there isn't that much variance, so I'm not going to lose a bunch of buy-ins at one time. Usually, because I'm playing 18 to 24 tables at a time, I'm going to keep at least 40 buy-ins in my account to account for any variance. We will get into variance at a deeper level later, but right now, variance is any short-term difference above or below your normal win rate. Back to bankroll. A lot of other poker players say 20 buy-ins, but because I play 18 to 24 tables, 20 buy-ins isn't even going to get 24 tables open, so I'm going to keep 40 at all times so that if I lose a couple hands, I experience some variance, I still have enough buy-ins to stay at that limit and keep tables open so I can keep the volume rolling as much as possible too. That's pretty much what my game is about, is volume. I want to get as many hands in as short a time as possible. If you want to play alongside me, go to the video description below, click on the link for America's Card Room, download the program, and set up an account. Also, I highly suggest downloading Hold'em Manager, which is also in the video description. It will give you an edge over all your opponents. The first hand we're going to start off with here is queens out of middle position. I make the standard raise of 3x pre-flop and get called out of the big blind by a loose, inexperienced player. He's calling 80% of hands pre-flop. It's a heavy flush draw, heavy straight draw board, so I'm going to come out betting against this loose player who only folds 33% of the time. And he goes all in. This is an easy call for me. I am never going to fold this hand no matter who I'm playing. And he winds up having threes with backdoor straight and backdoor flush draws, which he reaches. God damn it. That was the variance I was just talking about. The next hand we're going to look at is ace-king suited out of middle position. Cards in the sleeve. Re-raises out of late position to 2.5 times my bet. He looks like he's an aggressive player, but he has a lot of fold tendencies post-flop. I'm probably going to re-raise here. Let's see what I do. Yes, I re-raised 2. And he makes the call. With a king on a board, I just check because he does have the high fold tendency, and he showed a lot of aggression pre-flop, so I am going to see if he will continuation bet, which he does. Any call here, I'm already pot committed, so I'm just going to call, and a king comes out, pretty much makes my hand. I'm hoping that he'll make another bet with jacks, tens, queens, something like that, and I hit my 4 of a kind on the river. Holy shit. Made my hand. Hopefully he's got 9s, 7s, any pair, so that he'll make the call. I don't think he's going to fold much. He winds up having jacks. Pretty much what I thought, and I take it down. The next hand we're going to look at is a classic isolation bet pre-flop against a player who has a high fold tendency post-flop. Not to mention he's a loose player, and suited connectors are a pretty good hand to play against this type of player. He winds up folding pre-flop. Isolation bet works. We win the hand. 25 cents right in your pocket. The next hand we're going to look at is King 10 out of the hijack. 2 calls before me pre-flop, both from loose fish. I'm going to make the call just because I want to get in a hand against these fish, because a lot of times they're going to make a lot of mistakes post-flop. And I wind up flopping a huge hand. 3 of a kind 10s. We've got 6 players to see the flop. This is the perfect hand to get in against the fish. One of the fish bets a very small bet. If I raise here, I'm pretty much turning my hand up. But a lot of times a fish will call you. I don't really have too many hands against this guy, so I don't know what kind of player he is. So I just make the call. And we get another call from the other fish. Now there's straight draws on the board. I'm not really too worried about much. One of the fish bets very small again. You have to raise here to make them pay for their draws or any pair, any 9. I pretty much turn my hand face up here. A raise pretty much tells them that I have a 10. But I hope that they're bad enough players that they will not be able to read my raise there. One of the fish bets half pot. If I raise here, I believe only better hands are going to call me. A lot of times a bluff will bet right there to try to steal. It looked like a good bluff situation to represent the 10, and he winds up only having king high. So if I raise, he would not have called me. The next hand we're going to look at, I have kings out of middle position. I get raised by a fish in early position. I can tell he's a fish by the trout next to his name, as well as the 69 VPIP pre-flop, so he's calling just about everything. I make a 3x raise. I checked his stack size quick to see how much he had behind, and then based my raise off of that. Since he doesn't have much, I kind of want to keep him in the hand, so I am going to bet small again post-flop to try to suck as much money out of him as possible. I do get a call from him. Again, the board is really, really dry. 281 in the pot. He's only got 62 back. He is way beyond pot committed. He makes a fold. Sorry, Jorge 1993. That is insane. There's no way you can make 2 calls pre-flop and post-flop and then fold that hand no matter what you have. That is the definition of a fish play. And the last hand we're going to look at is a hand where I have queens out of early position. I make it 3x and get called by the big blind, who is a regular tight aggressive player. He's got good numbers, so I am going to make a standard post-flop continuation bet. He has a 67% fold rate, which is pretty high. You could argue with me about checking there, but I don't want to let him catch up. So I bet, and he folds. You got to expect that. It's going to happen, but you want to make him pay for his low pairs that he might be calling with, and you don't want to give him a free card on a ace high or king high that he could hit. If you haven't subscribed yet, please click the subscribe button. If you like what you saw in this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any comments or questions about some plays I made or some of the concepts in this video, please put them in the comment section below. Don't forget to check out the video description for links to download Hold'em Manager as well as America's Card Room. When you do, look for me out on the virtual felt. Hope to see you soon.